What's up, guys? It's me, Eric, your friend. Okay. And welcome back to another video. And it's been a while. Now, I think it's been at least 2 months since I've uploaded a video on my YouTube channel. And the last one is the Fallout video. Now, I'm gonna continue uploading, even though I have school. I'm gonna continue on the weekends. And I have games like GTA now, so I'll have a lot more content, but I think I wanted to do a Minecraft video today to show you guys my city in detail. Now, some of you have definitely seen my city before, and some of you probably haven't seen my city before, but I'm gonna be showing it in full detail today, from the first area that I started on to a lot of the other areas. So let's begin this off with the dockyard. So this is the dockyard. It's fairly simple, and it's actually the first place I actually created. And the two cargo areas that you see here, the cargo holding docks, are actually the first buildings I've ever actually built in the city. This one in particular is actually the first one ever, and this one was the second one, and that's kind of crazy. And this is technically the first vehicle I've ever created, and this is the first boat. And it's the first area I ever created. I still like it. The other ships that you see here, like the orange one, the green one, I actually created fairly recently to make it look like the city was more busy exporting goods and getting goods back. And of course this little submarine, which I'm going to redo the design of because I don't really like how it came out. So there's also a cargo holding dock over here. I'm kind of iffy about the design, but I'll keep it like this for now. It's not one of my bigger issues right now. So this area over here that you actually see is the West Tech Research Facility, and there's a lot of different corporations that I have in this city that I created. Some of them were inspired off of Fallout. Some of the corporations I created like just out of my own imagination for the story, but and yes, I do have a story for this, kind of like a loose story, but yeah, I have a lot of aspects from Fallout that I like to put in this. So this is the research facility. This is one of the first areas that I put, and I have upgraded it and continued building on it for quite a while now. As you can see, this is the main facility area here, and it's going to lead to the newer area, which I'm going to build later. I don't want to build it right now. And over here you can see one of the vehicles. This is actually one of the exploration and underwater mining vehicles. So as you can see, the exploration vehicles look more rectangular, and they're more simple designed. So they just go and they explore. So this one's looking at an ancient pirate ship, and this one over here is currently mining. So this one's mining iron ore and stuff, and that one's mining a bunch more. And they have more complex designs. What the hell happened to this one? Alright, hold up, I'm gonna have to do some repairs quickly. I don't know what the hell must have happened. Must have broke or something, or I must have been too lazy to finish it. But that's one of the cooler areas, and I do have more of these vehicles around the ocean area over here, which I'll get into later. Next is this area, and this is the hydroponics farm, and this is one of the coolest areas in my opinion. It has 2 levels of massive farms that feed the city, and it's one of my favorite areas. I'm thinking of expanding it to become a dome, finish it off like a dome, and it's gonna look pretty damn cool once I'm finished with that. And next, in the mountain, there's kind of like a massive research facility in here, and this is one of the plane holding bays. I'm gonna create more, and this is one of the planes that came out. It's going on a routine test run, and this design, I actually remember one of my friends created it. I haven't played with that friend in a while, since like the middle of summer is the last time I played with them. But this friend is really good on plane designs. I know my friend Sam, or this was a Mista created, is his friend too. And this is probably one of my favorite plane designs. He designed or helped design 2 planes in the city, which you'll see the other one later. Whoa, I'm speaking very fast. Over here, this one I actually built yesterday, either yesterday or 2 days ago, depending on when I released a video. And this is actually the Capitol building. It's the capital of the entire city. Has a helicopter, a bulky helicopter, but a helicopter tank nonetheless. And I'm gonna expand it, but this is just the Capitol building, and it holds the presidents and all that, and the executive council, which run the city and help apply new rules and laws, which is pretty cool. And then this is like an area that peeks out of the mountain, so like part of the research facility and big facility that peeks out of the mountain just to look cool. But this is the entire area west of here, like, yeah, well, wait up, yeah, west. For a second I forgot. And this area is nothing special. I was actually supposed to expand that, but I never got to finish it. And this area was originally supposed to hold the Capitol building, but at the time I was just too lazy to build it, and I didn't want to build it now. And I still don't want to build it. And this is just a cargo holding ship, container ship, whatever you want to call it, which actually goes into the ground underwater instead of actually going above water. I like that design that I had there. And this is just a small lighthouse that I built. So that's that. Let's go past here. There's actually 2 exits out, and this one you can actually see the monorail system. It's not actually too big, but it does go around this area, which was actually the first area I ever created in the entire city. It goes in like a loop like that, and I think I like it. It looks pretty cool. Over here you can see some of my first buildings that I created. These 3 were the first buildings I ever created in the city, and I still like them. This one, I put the billboards there yesterday just for like to look cooler. And these are the original structures you might see, but if you see like a secondary building that's taller hanging out of them, that was actually a pretty cool design I actually had recently that I came up with. And pretty much like the explanation for these buildings is that a wealthy company in the city is expanding the buildings taller and expanding their company, and they're a big company in the city, which is why they have a lot of buildings in the city, and they have a lot of radar towers to communicate and stuff. And this is kind of like that building's my favorite over there, but we'll go into that in a minute. Now in here, this is like a small park that I created, and I kind of like it. It was originally supposed to be like a marketplace, but then I realized that didn't really fit with like the futuristic kind of theme of it. Not too futuristic, but pretty futuristic. And then this is like a random office building. And this area was originally supposed to be a casino, and on the first floor you can actually still see the casino. And it's kind of like a casino, kind of like an office building. I haven't decided yet. If you want, it can be what you really decide it can be. I don't really care about that. And this was also supposed to, this is actually a hotel, and it's actually a hotel that connects to a massive tower, which we'll go into in a minute. But it does have a nice outside dining area because it's a really fancy hotel. And this is kind of like a mega tower, for a mega corporation. And it's one of the tallest towers on this side of the city, and it has a big radar post. And this is kind of like one of the airplane designs I had. It's a pretty simple one, but I kind of like it. Now, this entire area here with the highway connecting through this original area, which wasn't actually there, is an area that I'm still actually building that I'll go into on the next video. I'll have 2 parts for this, including this building here. We'll go into more detail with that later. But right now, I don't really feel like doing that. And same with this area. This leads very far out, and it was supposed to be like an underwater city. But what happened was, I was inspired by BioShock to do that, because I recently finished the BioShock games. I really liked them, or the first 2 that were in the water. The third one, kind of liked what that was in the air. And what happened was I got too lazy, and I didn't do that because the underwater one is just way too much work. So I never finished that. It's on one of the beaches that I got rid of. I'll probably fix that later on, but I don't feel like doing that right now. Over here you have another research facility, and it leads to this one, which you'll get into in a minute. And it's a fairly simple building. It's not a very tall one. And then this building here, I really like. This is one of my favorite designs. So it connects to this massive one, and that's a flying car there. I don't know why I put it, but I like it there. Let me go up there to show you guys. I mean, it's a really simple design, but I like it. So this building, it connects like that, and you're gonna see a lot of these bridges like that, kind of like connecting over the city and streets to kind of connect the buildings, for that it's easier to travel between them for the people who work in the offices. But it's a pretty cool design, and this was supposed to be a bigger apartment, but I never finished it, and I'll probably turn it into like a park or something like that. Here's an actual park here, and it's pretty cool. And I used to name the streets, but what happened is I got too lazy. I have a lot of laziness, I'm sorry about that. And this is another green apartment building, with these two buildings here they used to be the tallest buildings in the entire city. Now they're still pretty tall, but they're not the biggest, and they're the West Tech Commerce Center and the West Tech Stock Building. Like, you can see that West Tech's a pretty big company in the city, and they own a lot of things. And this was another entrance, and this was an entrance to the massive Mega Mall entrance. Now, this ain't even Fortnite, trust me. But it has a more special design that took me a while. It goes around the massive United Nations meeting center, like that, and it's pretty damn cool. You can see it over the street. So, that's that. And the next, there's also the, like I said, the United Nations Meeting Center. It's pretty big, and I like it. And it's one of my favorite building designs there. Now, this area, it leads over here, and this has a few buildings that I'll get into. It has a lot of office buildings. And here's another one of the bridges that I was talking about leading to this building here. And over here, it's a small army area, army bay, which has this area, and it has a few tanks and artillery cannons of futuristic designs and stuff, because I like the futuristic stuff. Yeah, wow, I'm talking a lot, but I must sound like a bunch of rambling, but I'm sorry about that. Next, there's this building. It's another office building, but the reason why I'm mentioning it is because it has kind of like a unique design with the grass on the inside, which I kind of like. And then this is a mega residential building, so like a mega apartment building, and this is actually, for a while, this became the tallest building in the city, even taller than the West Tech buildings, but it's no longer the tallest. As you can see, it's being dwarfed by other buildings. You have some more apartment buildings here and stuff. And this is a good time to mention one of the massive airships you probably already saw. This one was the one my friend helped me make, and this one I built a while ago. He helped with the details, so it has like a fission bomb right there. It has a captain's quarters and a storage area, and then it has a massive plasma cannon on the back, which also helps fuel the reactor so that the ship can stay afloat, and I really like it. This is one of my favorite designs by far. I really like it. I still thank my friend for building that in the city. It's like it's one of my favorite parts. But over here, this leads to the hospital. This big building here is the hospital, and this is just an office building. Oh, hold up. Alright, I'm back. So this is another apartment building right here, and this is the hospital, like I said, and you have another entrance leading through here, and over here you have another office building which is connected over there. It's a pretty simple one, and this is a special building. This one is the, let me see, the United States Army Recruitment Facility. So in this timeline, this is the capital of the United States of America, much grander than the one we have right now, if I say so myself. And this is the recruitment station, and it has a mega artillery defending a military outpost and research station in the mountain, which is led through there. So you can't really pass there unless you want to get blown the hell up. Then again, that artillery station will probably blow up the hospital, but that's not a problem. Don't worry, we have healthcare. So over here we have another area. This is the newest area that I'm still building. You can have some office buildings and apartments, and this area has a lot of billboards, kind of like that, because I wanted to make like a Times Square type area. And you can still see I was building here. I stopped building for now, but I'm probably going to continue in this area. So that's pretty cool. Next, we have another one of the massive buildings, and I actually made this yesterday night or 2 nights ago, depending on when I upload this. You'll hear me say that a lot, but this is also a newer edition. The top part, not the bottom part there. That part's the older part. Now, these are also 2 very important areas. The area that is over here is the Mass Fusion headquarters. So Mass Fusion's another company that's kind of from Fallout, and they are like the area that produces electricity for all of Boston in the Fallout 4 timeline. And I kind of liked that, so I decided to have Mass Fusion as a company in this timeline. And it's pretty cool, and you can still see all the billboards and the apartment buildings and everything. And I kind of like it. And I like this building too. It's one of the coolest areas. It's kind of like a roundabout too, so it's like a very small area, but it's a really cool one in the city. And this road leads through the back area, and this area actually has a part here, and it's another research facility. And in this timeline, this city is the #1 research tech. Like, alright, how do I put this? It produces the best technology in this city. So it's like, think about it like Silicon Valley, but in the capital, and much more smarter and much more futuristic with like the spaceships and stuff. And these are actually fusion cars. That's another like nuclear power cars. Oh, I can't speak. I'm sorry. And that's another thing off of Fallout, which I really like the Fallout series. They had nuclear power cars, just like how they had nuclear power everything. And that's another thing about my city. It's actually nuclear powered, and I'll show you that area in the second video. But this is one of the cooler research facilities that I have, and it leads to a new farm, which I literally made not even like 2 hours ago before I started this video, or at least when I'm making this video. So it wasn't that long ago. This area over here leads to the, oh my god, this Elytra, damn. This area leads to the central bank. I haven't put the sign up, but it does lead to the massive bank that we have. Can't heist it, this ain't GTA. And this area is a newer area too, and this area has a bunch of apartment buildings and other areas. And this is gonna lead somewhere else, which I'll show you later. But this area over here is a memorial for a war that happened. It's kind of like a war that happens in the future timeline of this city, which I'll probably explain in the second video. But it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool timeline I made. And then next, we have the Nuka-Cola facility, or the Nuka-Cola headquarters, which leads to one of the exits from the city. And Nuka-Cola might sound familiar if you've ever played Fallout, because it's the #1 soda brand instead of like Pepsi or Coke in the Fallout universe, other than Sunset Sarsaparilla. And I really like the Nuka-Cola design and all that, so I put that in this universe too. And this area over here leads to another research facility, which you need special access to get into. And it has the new tallest building in all of the city, which it didn't actually take me that long. Probably because the building itself isn't very big in terms of length and width. It's only really big in terms of height. So it didn't take me too long to build. It only took me like 20 minutes. Which sounds like a long time, but for a Minecraft building that I build, it's not that bad of a time, and it's pretty damn big. You can see a lot of the city from this view. And this is another massive spaceship that I'm really proud of that I actually built today, and it has a massive futuristic laser weaponry on it. I'm telling you, this timeline's really advanced, and it's like a massive dome-shaped spaceship this time, and it's over the city near the bank. And I kind of like this design, I have to be honest. It's like the first good spaceship design I've had in a while for Minecraft. But I extremely like the design, and if you go in here you can find the headquarters for driving the ship and stuff. Next, this building's the newest building I've built so far, and it's not even that big either. There used to be a park here, but I decided that those climate change activists I could care less about. So There's this, I like it. And this is another street which leads from the West Tech, and this building over here leads to the highway which leads out, and it has a small area over here with some buildings which I like, and this building is a pretty old one too. So yeah, it's fairly simple there. And other than that, there's one other thing, and it's a dam. Now this one, another Fallout reference here because I'm a Fallout like fanatic. It's actually the only reason why I built the dam was because before I did this, I finally got the Mr. House ending for New Vegas, and I got all the endings finally. And pretty much in New Vegas, all the factions are fighting for the dam to get the electricity and stuff, the Hoover Dam. So I decided to build a dam here with like the same artillery that it has in Fallout New Vegas. And the dam, I can't even remember the name of it, but it's pretty cool. It has an American flag and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then this is like a special radar tower. And then on the other side, it's like another research facility inside of the actual mountain there. And then this area, I don't know. Then my little brother did a news station. This is like CNN or something. They don't have many employees here, just like in real life. I'm not even joking there. That's something literally that's happening. But this, another Fallout reference, it's the Vault Tech new vault, and it's kind of like an under construction vault. And of course, the iconic staple of Fallout is the vaults and stuff that you go in. And this is supposed to kind of be like that. Not that in this timeline they're in a nuclear war, but the vaults are kind of like, instead of doing experiments, the vaults are meant to actually house the people. Some experiments, but they're meant to house the people, you know. Like maybe 1 or 2 terrifying experiments, but not that many, you know. We want our people to be happy. And that really concludes it for episode 1. In episode 2, I'm going to go over the other areas which I have not talked about, which are in that side. Not as many as this side, but still quite a lot to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and also I want you guys to give me, if you want, in the comment section some ideas for newer buildings and some ideas for like ships or airplanes that I can do, or maybe even like military bases or corporations for this timeline or this city. That'd be pretty cool. I'd really enjoy that, and I'll have like your name put on it for that when my friends come, and they can see their my other friends and viewers' names on there, and show them what my viewers have helped me create in this city. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.